Talkatoo Podcast.
English conversation made easy.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Talkatoo English Podcast. I'm Emma, speaking from London, where I lost 20 minutes this morning without leaving my kitchen.
That sounds mysterious. Did the kitchen have a secret door?
Nothing that exciting. I checked one message on my phone, then another, and suddenly I was watching a video about organizing tiny cupboards.
Were you planning to organize one?
No, I don't even own a tiny cupboard.
Excellent use of 20 minutes then.
And joining me, as always, is Dilo. Have you wasted any time today?
I opened my laptop to answer an email and somehow ended up reading reviews of camping chairs.
Are you buying a camping chair?
Not today, but I now know which one can survive strong wind.
Very useful during office work.
You never know when the meeting room will become a campsite.
Today's topic is 7 habits to stop wasting time. And we're beginning with a difficult question. Where does our time actually go?
Usually somewhere between, I'll check this quickly, and why is it dark outside?
Exactly. Time wasting often happens quietly. We don't choose to spend an hour scrolling. We choose one small distraction again and again.
That's what gets me. Each video is only 30 seconds, so it never feels serious.
But 30 seconds repeated many times becomes a large part of the day.
Social media apps are very good at removing natural stopping points.
What do you mean by a stopping point?
A moment when something clearly ends, like reaching the last page of a chapter or finishing an episode.
Right, but an endless feed doesn't really finish.
Exactly. There's always one more post waiting underneath.
Notifications create the same problem. A small sound can pull us away from what we're doing.
Even when the message isn't important.
Especially then. We check it, reply, notice another app, and forget the original task.
That happened to me while paying a bill. I checked a message and returned 20 minutes later with no memory of whether I'd paid.
Had you?
Thankfully, yes. I nearly paid twice out of confusion.
Another common time waster is beginning the day without deciding what matters.
So we do whatever appears first?
Exactly. Email, messages, small requests, or easy jobs can fill the morning before we touch the important work.
But being busy feels productive.
It can. That's why people confuse activity with progress.
Hang on, how are those different?
Activity means doing things. Progress means moving towards something important.
So answering 12 unimportant emails is activity.
Yes. Finishing the first page of a difficult report may be progress.
Even though it looks like less work.
Precisely. Time also disappears through constant switching.
You mean jumping between tasks?
Yes. Writing for 5 minutes, checking your phone, opening another document, then returning to the first task.
I call that having many projects.
Your brain may call it confusion.
Fair.
Not every relaxed moment is wasted, though.
Good. I was worried you were about to ban tea breaks.
Never. Rest can be valuable when we choose it. The problem is unplanned distraction that leaves us neither rested nor satisfied.
That's true. Watching one comedy episode feels relaxing. Scrolling for an hour often makes me feel strangely tired.
So the first habit is simple. Notice where your time goes before trying to control it.
For one day, pay attention to what keeps interrupting you.
No judgment, just curiosity.
And when you discover you've spent 40 minutes researching camping chairs, close the page before you accidentally buy a tent.
Once we notice where our time goes, the next step is deciding what actually deserves our attention.
That sounds simple until every task starts shouting, "Pick me!"
Exactly. A long to-do list can make everything look equally important.
Mine includes finish report, buy toothpaste, and find out why the fridge is making that noise.
The fridge may deserve urgent attention.
It sounds like a small helicopter.
Still, most days have only a few tasks that truly matter.
How do you choose them?
I often choose 3 priorities for the day.
Only 3? My list usually has 17.
You can still have a longer list, but selecting 3 priorities tells you what should receive your best time and energy.
So the other tasks don't disappear, they just stop pretending to be equally urgent.
Precisely.
What counts as a priority?
Something important that moves your work, health, relationships, or responsibilities forward.
Would replying to a friend count?
It could, especially if they're waiting for support. Priorities aren't only professional.
Good. Productivity advice sometimes acts as if humans only exist to answer emails.
A meaningful day may include completing a report, attending a medical appointment, and calling your grandmother.
That sounds more balanced.
The first habit in this section is choosing 3 important tasks before smaller requests take over.
When do you choose them?
Usually the night before or early in the morning, preferably before opening my inbox.
Because the inbox immediately brings other people's priorities?
Exactly. If I begin with email, I can spend the morning reacting instead of choosing.
Reacting means responding to whatever appears, right?
Yes, you're letting events control your attention rather than directing it yourself.
That happens to me. One message leads to another, and suddenly my own work hasn't moved.
The second habit is breaking large tasks into smaller actions.
Because finish the whole project is not a very friendly instruction.
Not at all. Large, unclear tasks make it difficult to know where to begin.
Give me an example.
Instead of writing prepare presentation, you could write choose the main message, create the first 3 slides, and find one useful example.
That already feels less frightening.
A small step gives your brain a clear starting point.
I need that with cleaning. Clean the flat makes me want to leave the flat.
What could you write instead?
Put the washing on, clear the kitchen table, and vacuum the living room.
Perfect. Specific actions are easier to complete and easier to measure.
I also like starting with something that takes 10 minutes.
Does that create momentum?
Usually. Once the kitchen table is clear, I feel less surrounded by chaos.
But be careful not to spend the whole day doing easy tasks.
Productive procrastination again.
Exactly. Completing 6 tiny jobs can feel satisfying, while the important task remains untouched.
So perhaps one important task should come before the easy ones.
That works well for many people. Some call it tackling the hardest task first.
I'm not always convinced by that.
Why not?
My brain is barely available before coffee. If I begin with the hardest task, we may both become upset.
Fair point. The best order depends on when your energy is strongest.
Mine usually improves after breakfast.
Then protect that time for work requiring concentration and save simple tasks for later.
So good planning isn't filling every minute.
No, it means deciding what matters, identifying the next action, and matching the task to your energy.
Right. 3 priorities, smaller steps, and no 20-minute debate with the fridge unless it actually begins flying.
Once we know our priorities, the next challenge is protecting enough attention to complete them.
That's difficult when every device in the house wants a conversation.
Phones are especially demanding.
Mine lights up for messages, news, weather, sport, discounts, and an app reminding me to drink water.
Do you need all those notifications?
Apparently not. Yesterday, a shopping app interrupted me to announce 15% off garden furniture.
Do you need garden furniture?
I don't have a garden.
Then perhaps that notification wasn't urgent.
A fair assessment.
The third habit is turning off unnecessary notifications, especially during focused work.
I used to think ignoring them was enough.
Did that work?
Not really. The moment my phone lit up, part of my brain wanted to know why.
Even if you don't check it, the interruption can break your concentration.
So the distraction begins before I even touch the phone.
Exactly. That's why I sometimes put mine in another room.
That sounds extreme.
Only because we've become used to having it beside us constantly.
What if someone needs you?
Important contacts can still call, but most messages can wait 30 minutes.
30 minutes without knowing what the family group chat is discussing?
I believe you'll survive.
Brave words from someone who hasn't seen my family group chat.
Another useful habit is doing one task at a time.
But multitasking makes me feel efficient.
Does it actually make me efficient?
Well, I answer emails during meetings, check messages while cooking, and listen to podcasts while reading.
How much of the podcast do you remember?
Almost none.
And have you ever burnt dinner?
That question feels unnecessarily personal.
Multitasking often means switching attention quickly rather than truly doing several things at once.
Wait, so I'm not multitasking? I'm just changing tasks repeatedly?
Usually, yes. Each switch requires your brain to stop, remember the new context, and then return later.
That explains why I open an email and forget what I plan to write.
Exactly. The switching may only take a few seconds, but repeated all day, it costs time and mental energy.
So what should we do instead?
Choose one clear task and give it a short period of full attention, perhaps 25 or 30 minutes.
Then take a break?
Yes. Check messages, stretch, make tea, and then begin another focused period.
I could also close unnecessary browser tabs.
Definitely. Too many open tabs can become visual distractions.
Mine are not tabs. They're a digital museum of unfinished intentions.
How many do you currently have?
42.
Dilo!
Some are important. One contains a recipe I've been planning to cook since April.
Save it somewhere and close it.
But then I may forget it exists.
If you haven't cooked it in 3 months, forgetting may bring peace.
Harsh, but reasonable.
Creating a simple focus environment can help too. A clear desk, headphones, or a quiet corner.
I sometimes work in a local cafe, but only if I sit away from the counter.
Why?
Otherwise, I spend the morning watching flat whites being made and judging everyone's pastry choices.
So even a pleasant environment needs the right position.
Exactly. Focus isn't about removing every sound or interruption. It's about making distractions less convenient.
Turn off what you don't need, move the phone away, and finish one task before opening another.
And close the garden furniture sale before you accidentally buy a chair for the garden you don't own.
Even with good priorities and fewer distractions, our time can still disappear when we agree to too many things.
That's me. I say yes first, then check my calendar and discover I've created a personal emergency.
Why do you agree so quickly?
Sometimes I want to be helpful. Other times, saying no feels rude.
Many people feel that way, especially when a colleague, friend, or family member asks for help.
Last month, a mate asked me to help him move house on Saturday.
Did you already have plans?
Yes, I'd planned to clean my flat, buy groceries, and finally rest.
But you said yes?
Immediately. Then, another friend invited me to a barbecue that evening.
Please tell me you didn't accept that too.
I accepted that too.
How was your Saturday?
I carried boxes for 6 hours, arrived at the barbecue exhausted, and spent Sunday staring at my unwashed clothes.
That's a good example of overcommitting.
Overcommitting? Is that agreeing to more than you can realistically manage?
Exactly. You make too many promises, so your time and energy become stretched.
Stretched like a pair of old swimmers?
An Australian image I wasn't expecting, but yes.
So, how do we say no without sounding unfriendly?
First, we can pause before answering. You don't always need to decide immediately.
What could I say instead?
Let me check my schedule and get back to you.
That gives me time to discover whether Saturday already contains 3 different lives.
Precisely. The 5th habit is setting clear limits around your time.
Are limits the same as boundaries?
They're closely related. A time boundary tells other people when you're available and when you need to protect your own plans.
For example, not answering work messages after dinner?
Yes, or telling a friend, I can help for 2 hours, but I need to leave by midday.
That sounds easier than refusing completely.
Sometimes a limited yes is the best answer.
A limited yes?
You agree to part of the request without giving away more time than you can afford.
So I could help carry the large furniture, but not spend the entire day unpacking kitchen plates.
Exactly. And when you genuinely cannot help, a polite no can be simple.
I tend to write a long explanation.
That can make the situation feel more dramatic. You might say, I'm sorry, I can't do Saturday, but I hope the move goes well.
No fictional dentist appointment required?
Definitely not. Honest and respectful is enough.
What about invitations we don't actually want to accept?
You're still allowed to decline. Rest and personal time are valid plans, even if they don't sound impressive.
That's important. I sometimes think an empty evening belongs to whoever asks for it first.
But an empty evening may be exactly what helps you recover.
Does saying no become easier with practice?
Usually. At first, you may feel guilty because you're changing an old habit.
And the other person may be disappointed.
They might be, but disappointment doesn't always mean you made the wrong choice.
That's a useful distinction.
We should also notice commitments that continue automatically.
Like regular meetings that no longer need to happen?
Yes, or group chats, subscriptions, and responsibilities you accepted years ago without reviewing them.
So we should occasionally ask, does this still deserve my time?
Exactly. Time is limited, so every yes quietly creates a no somewhere else.
If I say yes to another event, I may be saying no to sleep, exercise, or the groceries currently missing from my fridge.
That doesn't mean becoming selfish. It means helping in a way you can sustain.
Right. Pause before agreeing, offer a limited yes when appropriate, and give a clear no when necessary.
Your time needs protection, not because every minute must be productive, but because your energy and relationships depend on it.
And next time someone asks me to move house before a barbecue, I'm checking my calendar, my laundry basket, and the condition of my back before saying anything.
We've talked a lot about protecting time, but using every minute for work isn't the goal.
Good, because I was worried you were about to remove lunch from the schedule.
Never. In fact, the sixth habit is taking purposeful breaks.
What makes a break purposeful? Do I need an official break plan?
Nothing that formal. It simply means choosing an activity that genuinely helps you recover.
So scrolling through bad news for 20 minutes may not qualify.
Probably not, especially if you return feeling more tired than before.
That happens to me. I pick up my phone for a rest and somehow come back worried about 6 problems I didn't know existed.
A useful break should give your mind or body a change.
Like walking outside?
Yes. You could stretch, make tea, look away from the screen, or have a short conversation.
I sometimes walk to a cafe for a flat white.
Does the walk refresh you, or do you continue reading work messages?
You found the weakness in my system.
Then try leaving the phone in your pocket.
That sounds peaceful and slightly frightening.
In Britain, a tea break can create a natural pause in the day, but it only works as rest if you actually pause.
So drinking tea while attending an online meeting is not a break.
That's simply a meeting with tea.
Fair.
Breaks can also prevent a task from taking longer because your concentration has disappeared.
I know that stage. I read the same sentence 5 times and begin blaming the sentence.
That's usually a sign to step away for a few minutes.
How long should the break be?
It depends. 5 minutes may be enough after a short focus period. After several hours, you may need lunch, fresh air, or proper rest.
And a 2-hour nap?
That may become a separate lifestyle decision.
Understood.
The seventh habit is reviewing how you spent your day.
That sounds like giving yourself a performance review every evening.
It shouldn't feel like an interrogation. Just take 2 minutes and ask what worked, what distracted you, and what needs to change tomorrow.
So not, why are you like this, Dilo?
Definitely not. Curiosity is more useful than criticism.
What might you notice during a review?
Perhaps you focused well in the morning but lost time after lunch. Or one meeting lasted much longer than necessary.
Then I can protect the morning and move simple tasks to the afternoon.
Exactly. You may also discover that your plan was unrealistic.
Meaning I gave myself 12 hours of work for an 8-hour day?
Yes. Failing to complete an impossible list doesn't automatically mean you wasted time.
That's reassuring.
A review also helps you recognize progress. Maybe you completed 2 priorities, took a proper break, and said no to an unnecessary commitment.
Small victories deserve attention too.
They do. Time management isn't about becoming a machine. It's about using your time more intentionally.
Let's quickly gather the 7 habits.
Notice where your time goes, choose 3 priorities, and break large tasks into smaller steps.
Turn off unnecessary notifications. Focus on one task and set limits by saying no when needed.
Then take purposeful breaks and review your day so you can adjust without judging yourself.
That sounds practical. Although, technically, we've mentioned more than 7 actions.
Some habits work as a pair.
Excellent. I was worried the title police might arrive.
For our listeners, choose just one habit to practice today. Trying all 7 at once may become another way to avoid beginning.
Start small. Protect what matters. Rest before your brain starts arguing with sentences. And please don't spend your saved time researching camping chairs you don't need. End of script.